since we've moved into the house, the camper has been getting slightly neglected. We've been moving boxes, we've been doing things like that, and so the camper has just been sitting here for the past couple of months and
getting yucky.
It's been getting yucky. So it is time for us to go ahead and deep clean this thing and get it to where it's presentable again.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, y'all. So we're going to try to get this thing back in order and show you the end result once you see our couch covers off, just all kinds of things that are not in place. So we're working on that. And
yeah, a lot of stuff that's in here has got to go in the house. There's stuff in the house that's got to go in here. We pretty much, when we first moved into the house, we were using all the stuff that was in here, like the dishes and stuff like that, because we hadn't unpacked anything yet. So when we got to the point where we finally unpacked stuff, we got a bunch of stuff in the house now that needs to come back out here.
But it's going to get done. So we're going to make it pretty again and make it cute like it was when we first redid it. Ouch.
Yeah, and there's some stuff that needs to be repaired too that we're going to get into as well.
Coming. It already smells better. But y'all, I tell you, there is so much wear and tear just when you're living in something all the time. This place was so pristine when it sat in our driveway. And we just driveway camped, as we used to call it, when we were dreaming and we first had it. And we would just come out here and sleep in this thing in the driveway. We didn't care. And now it's ours, and we're here, and we can go where we want, and that is so exciting. But we've got to get this thing cleaned up. It is pretty icky right now. So you don't want to hook up to water right now, though.
Not with it getting below freezing.
Yeah, guys, we've been in the midst of an ice storm. Yuck. Because we kind of do the same thing with these we do in the house. We have little blankets that we put down to keep the dog off the couch. You want to clean these up and maybe stick them in the cabinets after they're done, because they are very dusty. That I would like to take in and wash them, and then these probably need to start getting stored up in the cabinet so they don't get dusty. That's my concern with having things out on the counter unless we're traveling, is because it's one thing to put those in the sink when we're going somewhere, but those are going to get nasty and dusty in between trips. We have a pretty well appointed kitchen here, honestly. But we're working on it. It's always a work in progress, just like your house. It's an effort, but it's another thing to maintain. But it's a labor of love. It is the Tupperware Instant Pot. You understand that, right?
Well, but it still requires a microwave.
Yeah. What we have is this, and this, it was not cheap. I think I paid about $100 for this from Tupperware, but it's basically a pressure cooker for the microwave. So this would pretty much do what your Instant Pot would do, and it'll fit in the microwave up there. So I don't know going forward if I would take my Instant Pot with me. I have one. I've got two actually. So I'm going to leave this out here, and maybe we will do some reviews on this later. I don't know that I have ever used this for real. But it's still probably a really great idea to have one out here, but organizing this cabinet can be a chore, y'all, for real. Like this goes with my favorite pot that I have is my red copper pot, and it was out here, and I use it all the time. It's good for everything. And the lid and the steamer fryer basket to it was out here, and I've been looking for it since October, and it is January, so but we're getting there. But seriously, we'll do some talking about this eventually, when I have an opportunity to use it. Maybe I'll bring it into the house and use it when I'm not on the road, so that y'all can see how it works. So we're gonna have room to sit our cup rack and our plate holder thingy under here. And this is an egg cooker. So we got like our microwavy stuff over here. This will make espresso on the stovetop. Love that. One thing that I will say that we need, since we have moved into the house, we do need another Keurig for out here. And they have a new model that I'm kind of looking at that's much smaller than ours. But as you can see, pretty much you got smaller pots and pans, because usually there's just 4 of us. And for real, we're probably not going to cook but so much anyway. Here's another couple pans. But I think we're going to manage fine with what's in here. It's just amazing what collects.
Yeah, when you can't get to everything and you have to move everything to get to
Everything.
somewhere to clean it. I mean, this is like your spring clean, and except we're doing it in the winter. On these trains.
See, when we lived in it, I would just wipe it off with water.
Yeah, I know. Okay, that's a lot better now. Almost looks good enough to live in again. Now the bedroom looks a lot better. There's a little TV shelf that I made into a desk, and these components right here are permanently attached to this crate, so they won't fall out or anything whenever we're moving. But we did take the TV into the house. Well, it's supposed to get really, really cold tonight. It's going to get down to like 15 degrees here in North Carolina. It's going to be one of the coldest nights we've had so far. And so, even though the camper has been winterized, I've blown all the pipes out, there's nothing in the pipes or anything like that, I still use an electric heater in here when it gets this cold, just to knock the chill off and not let anything get damaged, just in case there's a little bit of water in the pipes or anything like that. What I use is this small heater. I used it last year as I was doing the upgrades to the camper, and it worked great. When we left it on in here, it kept this whole thing very cozy, and we never had anything freeze on us. So that's a good thing for us to do. This particular heater does not use very much wattage. We are plugged in, as you can see, to the house at this time, but it's just a good precautionary thing to have, if you can, to keep your camper warm when it gets this cold. This here is another reason why we keep the electric heater on in here. As you can see, the windows are getting condensation on here. I just turned the heater on because it's just now starting to get really, really cold, but that will dry out all this condensation, so we won't have to deal with the mold and mildew that might come from condensation when it gets that cold in here. Well, I finally got a drone, and this will be my first one. This is not a real high dollar one, but it does take some aerial shots, and this is the first time I've ever used it, so I'm going to try and get used to it and see what I can do with it. But hopefully I can get some good aerial shots for you guys in our future trips. But I'm going to practice and start getting used to this thing.